Most of our bad decisions occur because they feel comfortable and automatic. They can come at a high cost. Our emotions may steer us incorrectly. Our understanding of life is inaccurate and skewed towards the present. And it is the real mix my 600-pound life feeds on. Deplorable incidents that can lead to tragic life stories. And this brings us to the story of June McCamey. So, let's roll. We were first introduced to McCamey in June of 2016 when she first appeared in season 4 of the show. The 43-year-old relied on her lesbian companion Sadie to take care of her physically, including bathing her, who told viewers that she was drawn to June's confidence and the fact that she, quote, loved to get out when she first met June. However, June's weight began to limit her activities in later years. Sadie, despite expressing concern about her partner's progressively increasing weight, didn't stop her from binging on junk food on a daily basis. She even drove 2 to 3 times a day to pick up the fat-laden meals for her. I'm sure by now you are wondering why June seems like a not-so-normal person. But still, what caused her to balloon so massively? Quite an obvious question. Well, that's the part where the backstory kicks in. June's backstory.
Did you look at the paper?
Yes, I did.
You couldn't have.
McCamey grew up eating her grandmother's homemade meals and has always thought of herself as thick and lovely. She quickly rose to 400 pounds after going through 4 pregnancies without dropping any weight. But it was the killing of her son, Mac, to gun violence that destroyed her.
My son, Mac, was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Being around people he had no business being around, and he was shot and killed.
She admitted that when she learned about it, the very moment she went numb and appeared to have given up on life. And it was then she couldn't help but eat to cope with her grief. She didn't care about her weight. All she wanted was for the pain to go away.
I instantly went numb. That was the moment where everything changed.
Foodaholic.
I want some nachos and a burrito. I want extra beef, extra cheese.
So whenever she was upset or depressed, she went to food since it was the only thing that brought her joy and made her forget about the negative things in her life, even if only for a short time. Her food addiction spiraled her weight upwards. Quote, she was living in a nightmare where she felt imprisoned in her body. We only observed her having 3 seats during the entire episode. The bed was the most important one of them, then in her sitting chair, and last but not least, her bathroom toilet seat. Her environment was suffocating her since her weight had confined her. Even though she knew that this addiction was killing her, she refused to back down. When Sadie denied getting her the junk food, she used to threaten her to get it herself. So, poor Sadie had to give in and bring whatever June craved. Sadie had had enough of her mulishness by the time June arrived on the show. She made it plain that she simply did what June asked to avoid the drama, and that she didn't know how much longer she could put up with someone who was clearly an addict. Back to lucidity. But when she recognized that her lifestyle was separating her from her other children, she sought treatment and began living a better lifestyle. She was determined to make a difference, so she followed the diet and exercise instructions she was given and began to lose weight. She underwent weight loss surgery, as June had shed more than 200 pounds on Dr. Now's program, and for the first time in years, she was under the 300s. However, because she wanted to improve her physical look even more, she began arguing with Dr. Now about the excess skin removal surgery. June thought he was being too strict in his standards, but he told her she needed to drop more weight before she could qualify for it. Her dramatic weight loss and physical makeover had made her a successful story by the end of her first episode, despite the fact that her journey had begun tragically.
I got a lot of issues going on. I ain't gonna lie about it. I do. I'm a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you about that.
Another tragic blow. June had persevered in her weight loss efforts throughout the years. Yes, she had been through a lot in her life, but she was able to overcome her demons and concentrate on herself and her family. Until it was discovered in her 2017 follow-up episode that she had also lost her 17-year-old son, Kenneth. And while we can't imagine how difficult it must have been for her, she herself said that going to counseling to deal with her loss and maintaining a positive outlook had helped her a lot. Despite this, she was able to get her second excess skin removal procedure approved. Kudos to the Texas native. and it turned out that June had broken up with Sadie Gregory after leaving the show. June was becoming more independent and maintaining a healthy weight, which was too much for Sadie to bear. A new beginning. June had lost everything, but she'd regained her strength and was now weighing in at a new low of 221 pounds. It wasn't her ideal weight of 200 pounds, but given everything she'd had to give up to get there, the number was worth celebrating. Of course, it's also worth noting that June's shed weight was noted after her wedding. June married her now wife Mary in a small ceremony in which both women were overcome with tears of joy. And let's not forget June's wedding gown, which she wore with such ferocity.
Today was everything I hoped for and more. And after 2.5 years of hard work, I'm finally living the life that I always wanted.
Since we're all about bad things turning good, here are some more tragic stories with happy endings. Melissa Morris.
Last time I weighed myself, I weighed 337 pounds, and I thought to myself, that's not big, that's not bad at all.
Melissa was 653 pounds when she first appeared on the show 11 years ago. She did, however, lose a lot of weight after Dr. Now's gastric bypass surgery. She shed nearly 500 pounds and dropped to 157 pounds. However, when Melissa appeared on Where Are They Now, she shared with viewers that she had gained 100 pounds after having her first child, and kept on gaining weight, child after child. In addition to becoming a stay-at-home parent after 2 pregnancies, her weight rose to 275 pounds. She added that she was also suffering from depression at the time. Morris decided to make a change after realizing that her constant weight gain was interfering with her capacity to have a kid. She met with Dr. Now after a fortuitous encounter with one of his former patients, and that is when her dramatic transformation began. Melissa Morris transitioned from model patient to employee, and she also announced that she was returning to school to pursue a degree in healthcare management, a field she now loves but never expected to join. Morris was able to pursue her career ambitions while also fulfilling her dream of becoming a mother with 3 children. As a result, she was faced with new versions of old issues, such as weight gain, weight loss, desires, and sadness. She and her husband, Chris, split as the relationship began to diverge after Morris regained her confidence. But they appear to be getting along okay as they manage co-parenting.
Now he sees me get my life back. He's afraid I'm gonna leave him.
Before we go on to the last moment on our list, we'd love to hear your thoughts on today's video, as well as if you have any other favorite shows that you'd like to see on our channel. Paula Jones.
My skin is my jail. I really don't have a life.
I'm just trapped, period.
Paula Jones was scared of dying herself and leaving their 4 children without a parent after her husband died abruptly due to weight-related issues. As a result, she embarked on the journey to live a better, more rewarding life. Jones began turning to food for consolation after being assaulted by a family member when she was just 6 years old. For her, morbidity had turned into a lifetime struggle. But altering one's life takes a lot of sacrifices, and Jones was not willing to give up. So she packed her belongings and relocated to Houston with her children to be closer to Dr. Now. When she first stepped on the scale, she was shocked and saddened to see her weight, as she weighed a whopping almost 600 pounds. Before getting the green light for surgery, Jones went on a liquid diet and was able to drop 33 pounds. She began visiting a counselor and worked with a professional fitness coach after her operation, as she continued to make progress towards her weight loss objectives. Jones had shed 273 pounds by 2015, but she faced a new challenge: extra skin. She intended to get skin removal surgery, but afterward discovered she needed to shed even more weight. However, her rigorous schedule as a full-time single mother, working up to 80 hours a week, began to wear her down, making it difficult for her to sustain her new healthy eating habits, and she frequently found herself turning to food. But fingers crossed, and we hope that a determined mother makes better decisions this time. One thing's for certain, Paula's experience demonstrates the significance of focusing on healing. Old wounds might hold us back without even realizing it. As a result, it's critical that we take the time to confront our trauma in order to pave a path for a brighter future.
Because I'd expected something different.
I cannot approve your surgery now.
Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.